We are live.
We are live.
We are live.
Did I say welcome to the main event?
Run that thing, bro. You mad?
Oh, man.
Behave before you talk about what I'm talking about, yeah?
Disclaimer. Run that thing back. Nah, man. Stay there in your corner, man. Run that thing back, fam. I don't want to hear nothing from you.
We are live, as I'm saying, Mr. Blitz Tech.
We're having your GS.
J1 further the cyber nerds.
Back with some more nerd banter. Today we've got Henry Cavill is no longer Superman, and James Cameron? Mad thing. I wish it was James Cameron, but it's not. It's James Gunn. He's writing a new version of Superman. This guy is coming. He's his cleaning slate. You don't want Wonder Woman no more. You don't want...
That's a bonus.
In fact, was it just Patty? In fact, no, he's just cleaning everyone out.
Yeah.
Everyone's his guy.
Yeah.
Everyone's gone.
RRP restore the Snyderverse.
Boy. Man's
My
making
question
his own
is,
universe.
can you blame man for just coming in and just... Man inherited DC Wars, taking over DC, and he's like, yeah, listen, I don't want to do nothing, no Superman, no Henry Cavill, no nothing, clean slate.
I don't blame him at all.
Is this where we're starting? We're starting with James Gunn.
Yeah.
James Gunn's calm, bro. James Gunn, I don't feel like... There's only one part of this whole thing that I feel like James Gunn has done or is planning on doing what I'm going to say incorrect. Him coming in and cleaning house, there's nothing wrong with that. Do you know what I'm saying? If you're James Gunn, you're walking into a situation where you've got a splintered universe, you've got splintered fan bases, you've got a whole bunch of probably contracts all up in the air, and you've just got bare mess going on. And then you've got the Batman, yeah, over here, separately. And then you've got even Joker over there, also separately.
Mm-hmm.
So you're like, how do I build a universe? How do I put this thing together? Now, first he's like, well, the splintered universe has kind of got to go. The DCEU, as we know it, yeah? That's been all over the place, and that's accumulated in the Black Adam, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Where now we've got The Rock, who said he was going to do Black Adam 10 years ago. The movie's just come out. It hasn't done as well as we thought. And we announced Superman's coming back because we needed to sell tickets for that movie. And now that's out. I can be honest and be like, yeah, I don't like it. I want to get rid of all of this. Yeah? That's James Gunn's current position. Mm-hmm. So him wiping the slate clean, I'm cool. The issue with what he said, I think, is the young Superman part of it. The next Superman movie he wants to do is focus on a young Superman, which I think is just an issue in general.
What?
A young Superman?
Yeah. We've got a young Batman. Get a young Superman.
No. We can't put those two together.
Bro, no, it doesn't. No. Let's not even dive. Let's not even go. A young Batman. Batman's okay. Firstly, that universe ain't connected.
Yeah,
shouldn't be connected. And secondly, he's not talking about a year one Superman.
Okay.
He's talking about like a young Superman, like a younger Superman, like a young adult Superman.
Then get Brightburn in, bro. Do the whole Brightburn thing.
The Brightburn thing, I know you said this to me before, and I'm like, if he brings that kid in,
crap.
If he brings, because that kid's gonna be around the age he's talking about. Yes, okay. That I'm not mad at it, and it seems like a very James Gunn thing to do because he likes to work with the same people over and over again. Mm-hmm. So bringing that Brandon kid in and doing that, cool. But at the same time, I think in general we don't need a young Superman, bro. We've never seen Superman at the height of his powers, bro. And this is what we need. We need to see a fully 35-year-old matured Superman punching the shit out of something we've never seen him punch the shit out of before. Like, we've seen young Superboy, we've seen young Superman in small... Like, we've gone through all of these stages. This is the one stage that we have never touched on, bro. And Zach was here with it. That's what... And, bruv, I'm not even a Superman fan. Mm-hmm. But if you're asking me what I want to see from Superman, I need to see Superman fight someone no one else can fight. I need to see him do Superman shit. And we ain't ever had it. So going back to a Superman who's just learning how to fly or just trying to shoot beams, like, bruv, it's long, bro. It's long. And we're even covering that on the CW with two kids. And another Superman over there. Nah, bruv. I just don't think the young Superman thing's the way.
How far back is he trying to take this whole DC universe?
I don't think it's a matter of how far he's taking it back because what he could do is have whatever characters he wants and just have a younger Superman. There's also there's nothing wrong with that situation.
Right.
But I don't understand why we can't just get an adult Superman.
Because I feel like possibly he knows as well. It's either, like you're saying, either very hard to do,
It is
very boring. So rather tell that line, like you're saying, for me, I don't know if you said like how young he's gonna be, or like man just crashed and he's like a teenager and he's going through like Smallville kind of era. But
our story will be focusing on an early part of Superman's life, so the character will not be played by Henry Cavill. An early part of Superman's life.
Superman.
Yeah,
exactly, Superman. So that could mean year one. Like it doesn't say Clark's. Like that could mean man like he's like figured out somewhat some of his powers. And
sounds like an origin story, bro.
Yeah,
that's what we just had.
Bro, everything's an origin story.
No, it's not.
To a certain extent. Like
everything's a story.
Even rebooting Peter Parker was an origin story, but that was still like legit.
That was.
But then let's say he was a year one Superman, and he faces what's that group that came down with Manchester? Is it Manchester Black?
The Elite.
Sorry.
The Elite.
Imagine him, a year one Superman, facing them, man. A year one Superman facing the Suicide Squad. Bro, like we don't know what's in his mind, but. Like, for me, his stuff that he's done before does bang.
Listen, I'm not questioning James Gunn's work. For me, I'm like, yo, we have to wait like 3 years.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, and I'm cool with that. It's just I think in terms of the time of waiting is calm. But that, just going back to another, we're going to start Superman from the beginning again. Regardless of whether he's fifth-year Superman or a first-year Superman, it's still sounding like an origin story.
Yes. I wholeheartedly agree with that.
Let's just push that away.
Unfortunately...
Let's just push that away. We don't need it. We don't need that.
I know what you're saying, but it's like, if he goes away about it, it's almost like doing the whole Peter Parker thing again, like, it was an origin story, but it wasn't.
It's different. It wasn't. I would say it wasn't an origin story, and they sandwiched it into someone else's trilogy movie in Civil War, where it's just cool. Like if they like, and this is and I don't want to get into this where it's like, well, if they shove this into something else, see exactly.
I hope he does like several projects going forward.
I hope he does, but he's talking about a universe from the rip.
And that's what I was asking about. How does it connect a young Superman to the world and the characters that's going to come through, especially when now you got rid of Wonder Woman.
That universe is gone.
Right.
That universe is finished, bro.
So he's just going to be like Superman on his own.
He's talking about making a new universe
Yeah.
and having a young Superman in the new universe.
Right.
So everything is gone, new universe. Now, there's bare ways you can do that. He can make a universe where the universe is all 100% set already, yeah, and then a young Superman is now introduced. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like, superheroes. But look, there's this new one who's Superman. There's nothing wrong. Like, there's bare ways you can go about, and I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying I feel like stay away from the Superman origin story. I feel like too many times. And if we're talking about Batman, it's the same thing. You're talking about a young Batman. We do have a young Batman, but what we don't have is a new Batman origin story. Robin Pattinson's Batman, there's no origin story there, bro. He's just Batman. Boom.
Yeah, so what can't it be the same with Superman then?
He's talking about
an earlier part in Superman's life. Like, I mean, that's so vague.
It is vague.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like, hopefully he's seen that with
not young,
Batman.
Please. Just not young. Just not young, bro. He's got to be a man. Like not 22.
Why not?
A man.
Why not?
What are we doing with that?
Bro,
it's then gonna start falling into that weird YA category. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Where it's like, what audience are we trying to get?
If Batman could do it,
Batman don't fall into the YA category, and the tone of it guarantees
exactly.
The tone of it guarantees they're not going that tone with Superman, and we already know.
Do we? It's James Gunn.
James Gunn's not going the Matt Reeves tone with Superman.
You can't do that.
James Gunn is going.
I don't want to.
Not Guardians. He's gonna go. It's like, you see the tone of almost like, maybe it's like the Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say a step back from that. Suicide Squad is quite hard.
Yeah, it's quite hard.
It's quite hard, quite gritty.
But it's got the lightheartedness.
He's going to take a step back, and the majority of Superman will be lighthearted, and then the grittiness will be flipped into it the way it's flipped with Suicide
The
Squad.
conflict.
Yes, that's what I believe James Gunn's Superman will look like. There's no issue with that because Superman's a hopeful character. So I feel like he's going to lean more that way, which is fine. But get me. Anyway, I feel like that's calm, innit? That's calm. I mean, what else is there?
It's going to be interesting how the fan base is going to react to it.
Oh, they hate
obviously.
this.
I'm talking about once he brings, when that first trailer hits. Do you know what I'm saying? Because obviously we've seen
everyone's gonna love it when a trailer hits.
We've seen the reaction of this news.
This is normal stuff for the internet.
I woke up this morning. No, Henry Cavill's gone. So and obviously this whole thing with the fan base has been playing a big part within the DC for the past few years. Because these men have been very, very reactive to it. Do you know what I'm saying? So I now want to see how James Gunn deals with that. Do you know what I'm saying?
This is how he's dealing with it. And one of the things I do like about James Gunn's approach, and just so everyone's I'm not against James Gunn in the whole situation. Just the young Superman thing ruffles me. But the rest of it, it's like, I'm cool with James Gunn. And one thing that he's doing is being proactive. And this is something that DC are never proactive. He's proactive and he's telling us, yo, this is what's happening.
Sharp.
And the thing is, it's like, the reactions are going to be the reactions. People are going to be upset. Yeah. Oh, Henry Cavill's out. And it's like, for me, in terms of the Henry Cavill situation, I'm only upset for Henry Cavill because of his treatment. How he's been treated. And do you know what? Yeah, it's like mad love and respect to Henry Cavill because he has been a professional this whole way, bruv, at his own detriment. He's been a professional, and he's been taken for a chief multiple times, bruv, multiple times, and it's unfair. It's not right, and I just don't think that he should have been treated like that. Do you know what I'm saying? In terms of one, getting the movie and getting promised a sequel, then them slamming in Batman in a sequel, then cancelling his movie, then firing man, then telling man to come back, then letting him know after he's announced that he's come back and he's done what they wanted him to do, that they're letting him go. Bruv, that is just wrong. And I know James Gunn's talking about we're going to get Henry Cavill another role in the new DCEU. And I'm just like, the thing is, I can't say to him, just allow it, because they owe him. But Henry, you might not want to take the favour like this. You might not want to be like, because I'm an actor, the favour back should be you're going to give me an acting role.
Right.
Maybe you're like, I don't know if you're into directing.
Oh, be at the table.
Yes. Yeah, I don't know. Then this is what I'm saying. This is, if I'm Henry Cavill's agent, I'm yo, Henry, we need the acting, and we might have to get a producer credit to make sure none of this nonsense ever happens again. And we need free reign to do another project with WB. That's whatever kind of thing we want to do, and that Henry,
coming back as an actor, because like even when this news hit, I was like, fucking hell, bro. Like you've been yo-yo this whole time. And they just brought you back from.
They got him in the Phantom Zone, fam. They've actually got him in the Phantom Zone. They've got him in the Phantom Zone.
I can't imagine the conversations they had to go through to bring man back for Black Adam, only to be like,
it's icy.
Sorry, buddy, but new boss in town, and we're not running with you. That oh man, that must have been like heartbreaking for me.
And it's like it's mad that it's like James Gunn's that's got to pull these triggers,
right? But
it is, and I feel like it's just. I feel like James Gunn's handling the situation well in terms of.
I think so too.
That's what I'm saying. Well, like, because it's like, yo, you got a clean house and you've got to deal with mad fan bases. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? So this is the best way you can do it: full transparency and letting everyone know what's popping. Now, I just hope that in this, like, because he's handling the situation like he knows what's been going. You know what I'm saying? He understands the fandom and he understands the studio side of it. I just hope that his plans are a mixture of what he wants to do and it's hard to explain, like, what's best for the universe first. Do you know what I'm saying? Not the fans, not the studio. What would be best for a cohesive DCE universe? And that is a fine line. And even there's so much research and looking at stuff that he's got to do into that bruv, go hard with it. Now, I don't know, along that line, he's thinking, because they also reported that he's thinking about how we can tie in the Batman universe into the new universe, which I would say, don't do.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Don't do that. And it's not even just leaving that alone. It's any property that's out there now that is okay and surviving for DC, let it go. Just leave it and let it be. Let the Batman do his thing with the Penguin series. That's what I mean. Like, let the Joker movie continue to be weird, one-off, spin-offs, whatever Tom Phillips and Joaquin Phoenix want to do.
It's almost like Black Label, isn't it? Like,
just let them do what they want to do. And if you want to create a cohesive universe, do it over there. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, he might feel like, oh no, I've got to get this fan base. This is a positive fan base. The Batman.
Right, not really. No, I hear what you're saying, but it's like not really to the facts where it's like we've been saying it for time. Just these individual pockets of a story from said character. Just do that.
That's what this is what we say. But I know in their quarters they're gonna be like, well, we've done this before and it's not worked. Do you know what I'm saying? Because they're reading they read some of the tea leaves wrong.
Oh, yeah.
And this is one of the tea leaves they're reading wrong. Leave the Batman alone. Batman is a proven quantity that can work on its own. Do you know what I'm saying? So let Matt Reeves try and do a Christopher Nolan with TV shows included, and let's see what happens. And why don't they just lay off Batman for a little bit in terms of the universe? And maybe when Matt Reeves is done and Robert Pattinson ain't Batman no more, you're gonna have had 7 years of building a cohesive universe, and then on its 10th anniversary, you're dropping in the new Batman. Bro, you're not even breaking the internet. You're breaking the universe, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? And tell a man that plan. Tell any fan that plan and see if they're not like, there's no way they're going to fight that. What? So I get a Robert Pattinson trilogy and the TV shows, and then later on we can bring in a new Batman. And then he can be like, oh, you bring in whatever Batman you want. Bring in Batman Beyond. Do you know what I'm saying? Do something crazy. Something crazy that James Gunn would want to do.
It's just tough, but...
So every single property is gone, like Shazam.
Well, they haven't announced everything being finished because all of the 3 movies that you're just talking about all have sequels coming out. Shazam 2's coming out next year, The Flash is coming out, and Aquaman 2's coming out next year.
So
they're done with Black Adam.
Black Adam, well, I think...
They've not said that.
They've not said that, and they're not going to say that because Black Adam is still in running. It's still in cinemas. It's still coming out on... You know what I'm saying? We've still got to sell these tickets. I won't be surprised if either... It depends on what The Rock's on. Because if they're going to let The Rock do whatever he wants, he might push for a second movie. And he might just be like, yo... James Gunn might just be like, Rock, I love you. I want to include you, but you're part of the old regime. You might have to go as well.
I think so too, especially because this movie didn't bang. I don't know why, like...
I know why.
It just didn't like, because it's The Rock, do you know what I'm saying? But it didn't have that buzz. You know, like, what's that movie
it's past The Rock, though.
It's bigger than The Rock, bro. And that's one of the things that even for The Rock, like Rock, you know what I'm saying? This situation is bigger than The Rock's star power in terms of The Rock can't just show up in a superhero universe and think, yeah, we're gonna Fast and Furious this thing.
Unless the movie also bangs.
And
like if the movie
unless it bangs,
bruv,
it's got a bang. It's not just. It can't just be like Black Adam is mediocre, bro. 5 out of 10 mediocre. It's calm. It's all right. It's decent. You get me? Watch it with no volume. Like, but for us for him to put Viagra back into DC, it's not even close to what it should have been.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying? Right. Especially with all of the studio, like. They didn't even really try and make a Black Adam movie. Like, they tried to make a Justice League society. Like, they tried to jumpstart the franchise again in one movie with everything. Yo, throw in a new Justice League and throw in Superman. Right. And we've got The Rock. And it was like, yo, it's going to work. It's not going to work like that. It's not going to work. You need a team like the Matt Reeves team who are like, Batman, Gotham. What does it feel like? What does it look like? What is it? Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Who can we get? And I'm not saying The Rock's the wrong guy for Black Adam.
Absolutely not.
But in terms of tone of the movie, direction, and what they was trying to do, it's the wrong thing. The first 10 minutes of that movie should have been the movie where it's back in time. It's in the it's got not. It shouldn't have tied into modern day until he wakes up and he's like, yo, what's going on here? And then Amanda Waller's there and Superman's there, and it's like.
You should be here.
Yeah, bro, you're supposed to still be asleep. Black screen, finish. Get me. And then we're like, yo, what the hell here? But it's all wild, man.
It's wild, and DC is still a hot topic as usual.
The question is, how do we handle the 2023 movies? Because it's like
after they're done, they get X for sure.
I mean, they're already X'd, realistically.
Yeah.
They're already X'd. But it's when I say handle them, I mean handle them as in terms of I don't know how I feel about watching Aquaman 2. Like, I'm gonna watch it, but it's like, can you get excited for a movie knowing it's on it's a dead end, bro?
Yeah, it's dead.
It's a dead end, and it's like in its tracks. It's not even like the third Aquaman movie. It's like the second Aquaman movie. It's probably shot, filmed already with tie-ins to a continuous universe that die, and then do you know what I'm saying?
That's actually interesting.
Bruv,
to look at it, because it's like, obviously, like you're saying, like we know the world, but we're walking into a situation where we know the outcome.
You're walking into a firing squad, bro.
Right. So it's like,
and it's funny.
It puts man's feelings in some next weird.
And it comes out after the Flash. And the thing with the Flash is, I'm expecting the Flash to Flashpoint.
After the Flash,
Aquaman comes out December 25th, 26th. Flash comes out in the summer.
They better change the whole thing then.
And that's the thing that's crazy, because if the Flash, I'm presuming Flash is Flashpoint in this whole situation. But then Aquaman happens after that. Yeah. So it's like,
how?
Yeah, if anything, the best thing to do is just make them like self-contained movies. Obviously, I don't know if they're going to I doubt they'll do reshoots at this point, because then they'll have to push it. But it's like, edit something out the end. Make sure that, like you're saying, they are ended, so nothing's continuing.
We're going to get the chopped and screwed movie now. See, they're chopped but then the movie's going to be even deader.
But, bruv, like, the movie's going to be the movie regardless of what it is. So the thing is that the best thing to do is, like, make sure it's not open-ended, so there's no, like, I'm coming back in any kind of situation. Even if Flashpoint is coming mid of the year, he flashpoints, he runs into the sun or whatever, then there's no other end of that. And the same thing with Aquaman, where it's like, I'm the king, and that ends there. Then those are movies where it's like, if you want to continue them, you can. And if they don't, then there's no there's no part.
There's no friends.
So, self-contained, like, even for me going forward, like I say, like the Batman, there's a trilogy, self-contained, that's cool. Superman, self-contained, that's cool. Wonder Woman 3 is very unlikely to happen at this point.
Dead.
Was there any threads on Wonder Woman 8, whatever?
Don't think so.
Boom. So there you go. Just cut these things off. And if you want to start a universe, which I don't think
they should do either.
At all, yeah.
Just projects. I'm glad we're circling back to this.
Yes.
Because
there's projects. And even then, like you're saying, James Gunn has brought someone like the Guardians of the Galaxy from Marvel, with no one even cared about before. Start doing that with, obviously, I'm going to say it's a bit more difficult with DC because of the situation they're in. But don't start doing, let's say, Justice League characters right now. Or if you are, then start with someone like Green Lantern. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Start with someone like. I couldn't help him.
No, it's a great way to start. There's
A star characters in DC that you've not introduced yet that people are still waiting for. So go that route. Don't start doing just League of America and society.
The thing is, I think they're gonna get scared, bro. And this is why we're gonna really see the kind of pull James Gunn's got, bro. Because what you're saying, them starting with, let's say, C-list characters. C-list in terms of general public. Yeah, I'm not trying to disrespect the Green Lantern Corps, like, them man of fire. Get me? And I want to watch that movie. But it's like, let's start with a team that people don't know too much, but they've got some sort of buzz about Green Lanterns. You do that. The issue is, if it doesn't take, WB are going to start moving mad.
Bro,
they're good. It's their trap, bruv. It's been this way for the my whole life. It's been this way.
Yes.
As soon as it gets, them man are gonna start moving crazy. So it's on James Gunn to give these man a plan and be like, yo, no matter what happens, this is the plan. We will not change the plan no matter what the fans say. This. Do you know what I'm saying? He's got to make them understand that, bruv.
3 things.
Come on.
Go on.
B-list actors, not a stupid over-the-top budget of 200 million.
That's tough.
It's tough, but one, they're looking at numbers, and one, they're looking at, obviously, reception as well. So if you don't do a £200 that'd be a dream, wouldn't it? 100 million movie, and it makes 300 and plus. I'm guessing they've won. If they're bringing someone new that doesn't have star power, that's trying to control the whole universe, they've won again. And man's done, let's say, what's ensemble movie. So let's say the first one they do is Green Lantern, and then they somehow bring in someone that's not known. The universe bangs.
I'm asking. I got questions, bro.
And
Okay,
it's
we
like-
do a Green Lantern.
Okay.
Where's the Green Lantern movie? On Earth or in space?
Obviously, it's in space.
The whole thing's in space.
I mean, wait.
No, it doesn't have to be actually. It doesn't
Wait.
have to be.
Wait.
Go on.
Wait.
I know
no,
the CGI's gonna
see
be
what he's
crazy.
doing.
I know.
I see what
Like, how
he's
you gonna
doing.
do a 200 Green Lantern movie about 200 million? They say
They
say that, but bro, I know,
It goes
It's
back
mad.
to this whole Superman.
Bro.
If you look at it,
Bro!
But
What?
the things they do look at is one thing is definitely the numbers, isn't it? I know probably Green Lantern probably won't be the first. I agree, but it's like
Bro.
even if Earth heroes, then they can do that. It's like that. It's not gonna be breaking bank.
I think, yeah, if the way we're going is like this, yeah, all separate, all segmented, not a universe. Yeah, that's what we're talking about here. No universe.
Mhm.
If there's no universe, they've just got to go wild with it, bruv. They've got to make like a horror movie.
Mhm.
They've got to give Blumhouse 10 mil and be like, yo, go make Swamp Thing.
Mhm.
That's got to do 10 times. Do you know what I'm saying? One of those ones where you only see Swamp Thing 4 times in like an actual horror movie. Yeah. Then you
okay.
make the sequel to the Suicide Squad. Yeah. His movie. He did the Suicide Squad. Yeah. You do another one,
I thought you just cut that stuff off, but
bruv. For me, it's like
he ain't laying
bruv,
that.
it's
It's actually pretty good.
he might, but I'm like, I think there's things that can survive. That's the Suicide
I
Squad.
say just do it all over again.
But then he could still do, bruv.
Exactly, yeah,
but then
see?
he could still do the Suicide. This is my
Yeah,
point.
okay, yeah. Look, you
He
said
could
the
do-
sequel. I'm like, just do it again.
I say the sequel, but it's like
What's
the
their
sequel
first
from
name?
the first to the Suicide Squad.
No, what's the original name?
Task
Instead of-
Force S.
Yeah,
Task
okay,
Force X.
Call it that.
But this is what I'm talking
Okay,
about.
go.
Like they did the Suicide Squad, the first Suicide Squad, then it's called Suicide Squad. Then they did the sequel called The Suicide Squad,
Yeah.
which is the sequel but not the sequel.
Right.
They can do the sequel but not the sequel, which is the reboot
Mhm.
with James Gunn. Then he's got, bruv, it's mad, but he's got a trilogy, and you can make that work in a universe as well in terms of it's the Suicide Squad. They've got different characters in every movie anyway. Like, you just don't bring back Margot Robbie, don't bring
Yes.
back Idris Elba.
Yes.
Just you kind of wash them, but it's still the Suicide Squad, bruv. I feel like that's also kind of you can do it. You can do that on a lower budget as long as you don't include Starro. But it's James Gunn,
Yeah,
and they're gonna give him the bag.
He's got it. He likes them toys like
You got,
that.
bruv. I feel like he's got to do everything. He's got to do everything. He's got to do different types of movies, bruv.
It's just a mad position, isn't it?
Bruv, it's
But-
like, why not?
No, the question is that
You got a musical coming out in Joker.
Mm.
You got the sequel of the Batman coming. You got a couple shows.
Mhm.
His show Peacemaker's fire.
That's legit.
Like what?
But
I
we
think
don't
that's
know-
still going as well.
See,
yeah.
I'm
We
not.
would
See,
assume so, but
I would
again,
hope so because stuff like that. Even if you're rebooting the whole thing, you ain't got to dead that.
Yeah, no,
That's
those,
calm.
Those properties you can, especially because they weren't really tied into things.
They weren't, but they was. They're in. They're tied into the Suicide Squad
I mean,
movie.
which is then with
Yeah.
Amala Waller, blah blah. Okay, fair enough.
It's like, bruv, there's a lot of things that you've got to dead off there, bruv.
Right.
Like John Cena's been doing up Peacemaker. Like it's gonna be a peak fit to see man go, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? Like.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's tough all round. And that's what I'm saying. Just cut off everything.
We was talking
start
about the
again.
best Marvel DC shows. That Peacemaker.
Peacemaker.
Boom.
Yeah, definitely.
That's one of the best DC shows, bro. And you're gonna let that go, fam. Like I'd
And that's
say,
his as well.
and that's his baby, and his wife's baby.
Baby.
No, and his wife's his
Yeah,
wife's
yeah.
thingy.
Well,
Yeah. No, that's
The-
production or
No, his wife's the main. What's her name? Harbinger. Hardcore. Yeah, that's his wife. So you know what I'm saying? Like they're in it. It's their thing, bro.
and she was in Black Adam, which is mad.
Oh yeah, well, you know, she got
Yeah,
at
she
the
was
end.
in
She's
the
the one
war
who
prison.
takes the body.
Oh.
Like, yeah, bring him in.
Gotcha.
But yeah, man.
Okay, so another reason, or another thing I was like to even think as well, which I've been saying for time as well, then start doing villains. I know they won't,
Can't
but
back
it's
it.
like
I can't back it.
start doing villains. Like Joker's getting obviously he's prolific anyway.
Joker's
but it's like,
another realm.
I think
I know,
the
I know,
focus
but
Who
is
are
gonna
we
be-
gonna? Who are we gonna? Like, okay, let's say we're doing villains, Sam.
Lex origin story.
No.
It's too much Batman. How much
No.
more Batman do you want, bro?
Lex.
Oh, sorry. Lex Superman.
Yeah.
Bruv, they can't do Lex,
he's
bro.
in Titans. That's what I'm thinking of him.
How they gonna, bruv, Sam? How they gonna do Lex, bro? What's the Lex movie like?
I'll leave it to creators, and I tried to be a director before, but I got cut for the deck. So
I can't back them, man. Doing like if these man can't even handle Do you know what I'm saying? Superman and Batman and them, like it's
think-
weird and everything floating around with them talking about like potentially bringing Jason Momoa back as Lobo or stuff like that. Like it's
I see stuff like that. Yeah, that's old news for me now. Like
they're trying to keep some of the actors like. It's like, let's say you got a contract with one extra movie on.
Yeah.
So
they're trying to like, yo.
You don't know what
how
movie
we're gonna
is.
Yes. Like,
That's
what
fair
about...
enough.
And this is what I'm saying, like, in terms of Henry Cavill's situation, don't just take another character role. Like, even in a new universe. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to do... It's got to be a bit more than that. So, bruh, it's just sticky, man. It's sticky, but we got to wait.
Yeah.
It's sticky, but we got to wait. We've got to wait till James Gunn announces the first new DC movie. Like, that, bruv, that's gonna be very telling. What it is, the direction it is, who the people making it, him tweeting terrific, man. Do you know what I'm saying? He's trying to get the man them on side. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you might want a black superhero.
I'm trying to think like,
bro, Sam,
the
don't.
first
Bruv,
movie they would.
what else is it? What would you do if they came out the gate with terrific, man?
I don't think I'd be happy, to be honest.
It's weird, isn't it? It's weird. Because it's a stunt, isn't it? Does it feel like a stunt?
Definitely, for sure.
Who's asked for a Terrific Man movie
Nobody.
ever?
Why not Plastic Man?
He's white, isn't it?
Mad thing.
Right, I feel like we've gone past those times, isn't it?
What times?
We've got to be just a bit more fluent with things.
More inclusive.
Yeah, fam. Like just
Terrific Man, though. Don't know about that guy, though. I'm sure he's hard. Listen, all the Terrific Man fans, I'm sure he's hard still. Get me? But yeah.
Who do you man think reckon will be like the first movies coming out with? Because do you think he needs to like shock the world or anything like that, or just be like, right, we're here.
I
Put
think
my foot down, like yo.
he's putting his foot down now.
But
He's
like
putting
with the movie, like,
no, but it's the thing. This is it can work well where he's putting his foot down now and he plays it safe with the movie.
with the movies.
Or he could put his foot down now and try to put his foot down then, but that is a more stickier situation. Do you know what I'm saying? If he plays it safe with the first movie, and I don't know what playing it safe would be. Playing it safe would be maybe you can't start with Superman, can he? Can he?
I think that's a banger. That's coming out of the gates with all the energy.
Nah, it's not coming out the gates with all the energy because it's prolonging this story.
I was going to say
It's prolonging this story. You need to
Superman fans
you
anyway.
need to let this die down.
Yeah.
Come with something else and then go. So you need maybe a new character, maybe a character that we've not seen before or has been in a background. Do you get what I'm saying?
Maybe Green Lantern might be the
Green Lantern can never be a safe bet
But-
because of how sci-fi it is.
Yeah, I know, but the thing is, because all this time we've been asking for Green Lantern to be introduced to be part of this whole thing, and never was. Maybe like that could be the saving grace.
If they come out the gate and they're like, "Yo, we're doing a Jon Stewart Green Lantern movie," I don't see the collective DC world getting behind it.
Right.
I see a section of us getting behind it, and this is not even deep about color or anything like that. I feel like some people will be like, "Yeah, man," and some people are gonna be like, "Do you know what I'm saying?" Like you need something. It's almost like you need an ensemble movie. What's not the Justice League?
Yeah, but
I know, bro. It's tough. It's tough, bro. It is. But this is how we got here in the first place.
because you could even how about because then we're not on Earth and we're out of space as well. So if we start with Sinestro out there, just the core out there,
Sinestro core.
and you just not Sinestro core, but like I don't know, maybe Sinestro coming up. Do you know what I'm saying? And you just stay there without, and then maybe later on, that's when you connect to Earth. Once you've added more characters down the line.
I don't know how he's pitching.
Sir and Sinestro.
I don't know how he's pitching that. Like, I'm not against the Green Lantern thing. I just don't know how we're coming out the gate with it.
Yeah, we need someone to relate to that's on Earth.
Exactly.
Like, if it's like, as fans, we know who Sinestro is. Some people know who Sir is. Some people know who some of the core is. But it's like casuals, bro. How you getting them into the cinema?
And this is what I'm saying. Green Lantern's risky. Green Lantern's risky, bro. You call it Green Lantern as well. Do you know, bruv? These are the reasons why Green Lantern almost never recovered from Ryan Reynolds, bro.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying? Because it's big budget. They put in a star power actor. The movie was dead, but like
Green Arrow.
It's tough. I'm not mad at it. There you go.
Arrow.
There you go. And then you stick in them Batman flavors, not too much. Not as much as Arrow did, but there. He's ground level. You can do it without a big budget, and he's gonna be relatable. He's a billionaire. He's pretty. See, you Arrow it. You Green Arrow it. You Green Arrow it.
And they already have the blueprint.
Yes, they do.
Arrow.
Yes, they got the blueprint from Arrow and the blueprint from the Batman.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying?
And all you gotta do is just strip all the little mistakes here and there.
You put Black Canary in it.
Right.
You make sure she's black.
Deathstroke.
You put. See. Now we're building. Now we're building. You throw Deathstroke in there as well because he's a Batman villain, and you're like, so Batman exists in this universe, but we haven't seen him. Is it Robert Pattinson? And you know what you do, James Gunn? You say, no, it's not. Mm-hmm. You go and tweet, Robert Pattinson is not the Batman of this universe. And then the question, well, then who is? Oh, now we've got intrigue, ladies and gentlemen. You see, bruv, you can do it. You can do it. Green Lantern was fire, son. That's a big, you throw Arsenal in there. It's like, maybe you do a Green Lantern and it's not even an origin, bro. Because you know what we
origins are dead now.
This is what I'm saying about the universe already being made. You get a 35-year-old Green Lantern, yeah? He's already got a sidekick, Arsenal, already got the Quiver, the base of operations, and he's already operating in a universe full of metahumans. So he's at a huge disadvantage. Do you get what I'm saying? So now you've made him the underdog. Yeah? And then you're like, how he perceives as a human hero living in a world full of metahumans. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, and then you have him fight, and then, I don't know, at the end of it, he's got friends already. Do you know what I'm saying? He's got friends already, and then you kind of go from there, because I think you've got to show the world and have heroes and powers in it. It can't just be starting now. Do you get what I'm saying? It can't just be starting now. I think Green Arrow's a good one, bruv.
Yeah. I guess that's the safest bet.
Shout out to DC. Shout out to the private Cybernerds DC writers room over here, doing you man's job for you. But yeah, man, Green Arrow, bruv, and I see everyone getting behind the Green Arrow. Who doesn't get behind the Green Arrow?
And do you know what? And it's got a good tracking record in terms of the show,
bro. The show went mad at the end, but it's good. Like you get a Green Arrow, you make the universe already built out, where it's like bare questions. It's like, yo, who's in this universe? Who's not? You have a scene where he's flipping. Nah, in fact, you can't even do it. I can't even say it.
What?
I was gonna say you've got to do stuff in it. What ask the question of, are there other heroes, and what other heroes does Oliver know already? Do you know what I'm saying? Is Bruce Wayne's phone number in his phone? Is Clark Kent working at the Daily Planet? Do you know, like, these are the things. How much is Star City connected to the world? It's a quantity that people are familiar with in terms of the Arrow show, and it doesn't really have any negative fanfare. Do you know what I'm saying? No one hates Arrow.
In fact, instead of connecting characters, I'll just connect places. So maybe at one point you see, I think they did it even in Green Lantern. His car had maybe someone's license plate had
tags. Central City tags.
Yeah, that's it. So just stuff like that. So maybe one time someone's got like a Daily Planet newspaper. Obviously, I know it's not from the same city, but maybe as a memorabilia or something.
Yeah.
Stuff like, so you connect the world.
Showing on the TV or something like that.
It. Yeah. But don't connect the characters just yet, just in case later down the line you got, like you're saying, he's going through a phone. It says Bruce Wayne, but then man doesn't ever show up. Or even if he doesn't, at least, like you're saying,
he probably won't even have to say Bruce Wayne. It could be someone from Gotham that's on his. Because obviously, like,
he might only talk to Dick Grayson. He might just talk to Dick Grayson. You could pick a lesser character. You could be like, yo, you got an email from Tim Drake. Like, that's all you got to do, bro.
Stuff like that.
Yeah. Even the mob families, there could be types. Obviously, there's mob families.
100%, bro.
In Star City.
Cities, yeah.
Maybe one mob family just mentions someone else from a family, same family. That's it. Boom. There's your link.
I think that's the way, bro. You got to keep it low and you got to go hard with it. And then in terms of style, I'm just, in my head, all I see is like Dread, fam. Like if they did an Arrow, what was like Dread, not 18 plus, but almost like the Raid, where it's like, yo, it's just one day. And I really like the idea of you see Green Arrow in The Dark Knight Returns, where he's got one arm and he's just grizzled. That guy, but younger, just before he got to there, like you see how they had Batman in Batman vs Superman. If there's 1% chance, that guy, but the 20 years before he
gets there.
Yeah, the first day where he started getting grizzled, because I feel like Green Lantern could be a legit I'm too old for this shit character in this universe. And then because he's only got such limited powers, he's a good place to start off with, because then it's like by his third movie you can kill him off and we're moving on to fantastical people and you're like, hey, listen.
Wouldn't be the first time.
It's the thing about stuff like this is in this universe, bruv, they can't half step it, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Like they can't come in and be like, oh, we're gonna have our characters last for 10 years like Tony Stark did over him. That's over now. These lot, especially with DC, you've got to act like your universe has been running for 7 years already. And this is why I'm so like, yo, just make it from World War. And he's already like in Brightburn at the end of it, where he's like, oh, these are the other heroes in the world already.
Yeah.
He's already done it like that. So let's just skip that part. Do you know what I'm saying? And have, fully formed world. A fire, man. There's a hope, man.
Oh, yeah, it definitely is hope.
There's a light at the end of the tunnel, maybe.
And it's not Henry Cavill.
It's not, man. R.I.P. Man of Steel, man. It's going to be my favourite Superman movie for a long time.
A very long time.
For a
very long time. Like, it's
bittersweet.
It's so peak because the whole team behind Man of Steel.
We got the movie though, innit?
I was gonna say, yeah.
We got the movie, and that's the thing. That's the where I take solace in this whole thing. Like, Man of Steel, Batman vs Superman, and Zack Snyder cut. It's a banging trilogy, fam, and I'm cool.
We just need more productions like that, like carefully, like I say, thought out fans who actually care about the worlds they're about to build, the writing, music, score, all those kind of things. Just like that's their first production, and just go from there. Because obviously,
no more smash and grabs.
Yeah, like it's just a bit weird. Obviously, like going back to like Patty Jenkins' situation.
Oh man, I've got more information. Did we talk about this?
I don't think we have, but like basically, it's just a bit. It's just for me, I was just always a bit weird. And how she's even trying to do a bit more. Her going from like doing Wonder Woman 1, then 2, then being announced for Star Wars. Even for me, I was like, where and how?
The thing was, so basically, what I heard was what the report was that Patty Jenkins obviously come on, did Wonder Woman with Zack Snyder, the first one, and then the second one got Zack Snyder's team out of there to bring in her own people, and that's why Wonder Woman 2 was like that.
I see. I see.
And it's funny because obviously we don't follow all of these reports, right, but we say it from watching it.
I remember watching
and being like,
yo, this got
Zack Snyder's all
DNA
like
all over it.
You can. It's tangible,
right? You
can grab it. And in the second movie, I know.
You can smell it. You can taste it.
Oh, you took it too far. I don't know about tasting man's DNA. What I don't know about that. Get me disclaimer. Hey, Geek Sensei's actions are all his own. Bro, you said tasting man's DNA, and I don't know about all them things there. So yeah. So then, obviously, once you're the big boss, and you're doing Wonder Woman, you're obviously gonna get a Star Wars movie until Wonder Woman 2 comes out, and they're like, you're like
fraudulent.
Yeah. You're going to be like, yo, whose test was you copying off, man?
Yeah,
we clocked you, bro. But I'm just glad she's out of there. Same. And in terms of Rogue Squadron, bro, get the Top Gun team. Get the Top Gun team. I've been saying this. The team that did Top Gun is the team that Star Wars need to get to do the Rogue Squadron movie. Everything. And get Tom Cruise. Get Tom Cruise in there as well. I'm not even playing. Get him in there. Get him in there. Get him. Bro, put Tom Cruise in an X-Wing.
1000%.
Gold leader. And it's Tom Cruise. Oh, I'm fucking done, bro.
We're going to have to build a Death Star
because
the Earth is going to implode.
Tom Cruise.
In the cinema.
Gold leader.
Hey, no way.
Hang off the side of an interceptor. At warp speed.
That's
Yo.
Stop. That's actually mad.
Tom.
That's actually mad.
I got something for you, bro.
That's mad. Look, I'm getting cramps.
Did you not see Maverick?
Bro, he needs it.
Yeah.
Man was moving like G-force that didn't exist.
Crazy. He was moving crazy in that thing.
And then you want to use him warp speed.
Warp speed. He's not going to be happy until he does it. Tom, I know what he needs, bro. Tom needs the impossible.
He's gonna say, yeah, build that actual machine.
The same way Christopher Nolan was like, they actually let me build a nuclear bomb for Oppenheimer. Yes, they let me do it.
Tom Cruise.
That's what Tom Cruise wants.
Build warp speed.
Can it go faster?
We want to see man again,
bro.
That'll be the end credits.
He's gonna put like an F1 team with the Air Force team together to bring this thing up, bro.
I could just see, bro. It's gonna be like ripping off a face in Mission Impossible. Whole thing turning plastic, fam. Oh man.
It'll be worse than Guardians when they're like,
yeah. Nah. I love it.
Star whooping or whatever it is. But yeah, it's a bit mad, guys.
Jeez.
You man got me out here cramping and everything.
Bro. It's wild out here, bro. DC are moving crazy, man. And now we're pitching Star Wars movies. But yeah.
It is what it is, you know? It is what it is. Guys, let us know in the comments down below. What do you think of the news of Henry Cavill? What do you think of DC? Do you think Tom Cruise will be in the X-Wing?
No, I can't make it.
It all a bit mad still. And yeah, man, nerd back now. Guys, we'll see you in the next one. I'm Sam, Mr. Blitz Tech.
Very yes.
J1 further to Cyber Nerds.